Welcome to Kindergarten 2022 at Margate Primary School. I'm Anna, and along with my colleague Sarah, we will be educating 24 kindergarten students as they start their first year of formal education in a Tasmanian state primary school. At Margate Primary, the early years are inspired by the Reggio Emilia pedagogy, where children are placed at the centre of the learning, where children express themselves through art, drama, print, music, and a multitude of other ways known as the 100 languages, where children are encouraged to work in a collaborative environment to foster growth, and finally where the classroom is respected and regarded as the third teacher. Our kindergarten classroom was refurbished over the summer break, giving Sarah and I a blank canvas to apply our Reggio principles and our inclusive focus of sensory inclusion and belonging as we create spaces to inspire learning and meet the diverse needs of all our students. This short documentary records our thoughts and processes as we set about preparing spaces to meet the diverse needs of all of our children, including 2 with autism spectrum disorder and an estimated 20% of classroom students with undiagnosed sensory processing concerns. As we set about this journey, we applied 4 simple sensory inclusive practices. 1. Maintain classroom flow. 2. Provide regulatory spaces. 3. Remove clutter. And 4. Cater for the 8 senses. See, this beautiful 1870s learning space has plenty of daylight spilling in through the big windows. It's a double classroom space with 4-metre high ceilings, allowing for plenty of flow. There is an additional auxiliary room, toilets and office. This space lends itself beautifully to providing a collaborative environment between children, families and teachers. Children with sensory concerns learn when their needs are acknowledged, respected and catered for. In this classroom, we have addressed our classroom syntax by creating various calming and activating spaces, including a library, a literacy space, a construction space, a nature inquiry space, an art space and a home corner. We have incorporated regulatory spaces including a space for one with sensory basket, various snuggle boxes designed to be moved around the class environment, a basket of sensory toys for sensory seekers to use in our outdoor learning space, and flexible seating options including sensory cushions. A great deal of consideration went into reducing audio and visual stimuli and removing clutter. We have had an emphasis on natural materials with pops of colour, as we believe this provides a natural motivation for children to explore and learn. And finally, we provide visual timetables to reduce anxiety and build independence in all our children. Reading Carly Finlay's Growing Up Disabled in Australia provided me with invaluable insight into living with a disability. I was forced to consider my own deficit discourse as I thought about my position as a pre-service teacher and teacher assistant educator in everyone's lives, including individuals such as Isis Holt, who found acceptance in her disability and a sense of inclusion as she progressed in her sporting career. And individuals such as Kit Kava Ryan, who just didn't want to think about her disability. And individuals such as Chantel Bongiovanni, who just didn't want to stand out and to be defined by her disability. It was Chantel's opening quote in her anthology, "This Place Isn't Meant for You," that really resonated with me. As an early years educator, guided by the early years learning framework motto, belonging, being and becoming, I found our focus of creating a space with sensory inclusion in mind paradoxical to Chantel's experience. Through this journey, Sarah and I believe that we have created a third teacher that tells every child that they belong here. In conclusion, I'd like to thank Pieter Langham, Principal of Margate Primary School, for giving me the opportunity to put all that I've learned into practice. I'd also like to thank Panda Therapies, who provide invaluable resources to all Department of Education staff in Tasmania, in particular relation to sensory inclusion. And finally, to my colleague and mentor, Sarah Jarvis, thank you for the amount of extraordinary knowledge that you share with me every day, but also being so open in listening to my ideas as we undertook this project together.